Ah, that's what happened. Okay, now can everybody hear me? I don't even know what's going on. Aha. Ah. Oh. That's okay. No, 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 no lagging. Thank you. I don't even know what's going on. All right, everyone can hear me now. That's good. I was wondering what was happening, but now we're on a set path. Okay. Well, for those of you who weren't able to hear my introduction, welcome for all of you who are sitting here and joining us. We'll be having a guest on here eventually. And today we're just going to be working on uh, the colors for everything. And then on top of that, I'm watching some spoopy stuff because that's just what I'm in the mood for. But if you guys have any complaints about it, say so in the chat. But yeah, that's what we're doing today. We'll be going till about 4 o'clock, which is around the time that the Doge needs to be fed.
So from your perspective, what's going on in these caves? Part of these caves were used as burials. The shamans, there's medicine people that has been buried here long before Europeans ever came to this country. I believe that in these caves, there is actually a portal to the afterlife.
Okay.
You're making me like $1 million. And there was two guys. I bring it to my house, I hit the siren on my alarm, and immediately get called. And I'm like, yeah.
Okay. Guess that's going to be interesting. All right. Let's see what happens here. Any crown details? No, because. Oh, yes. Yes, crown details. Okay, there we go. Do. I might change that color up just a little bit, mainly because. Yeah. Yeah, let's change it up since she's a bit more in the foreground. Make it a little darker. Okay.
The caves beneath this region have historically been a sacred space for tribes of the Cherokee, a place of refuge from the elements, but also a place where groups conducted mystical funerary rituals that some believe unleash powerful unseen forces. There was a conflict between both sides of the dance, as we call it, the dead and the living, and it became almost a spiritual warfare. The dead may never be alive until they have it officially crossed over, so they're jealous and angry. She tells us that the deeper into the cave we go, the closer we get to this spiritual underworld. For generations, her family has told stories about hearing dead ancestors chanting, warning of danger in the deepest parts of the cave. So there are obvious risks of caving, rocks, floods, and all sorts of danger to us being in there. But you're saying there's different type of danger as well. Yes. It's a very real exciting. There's places that we really shouldn't go. Excuse me when I get emotional. The places that y'all are possibly going into. Right? There's deaths, murders, these and these. Sorry, we set you up with things that I would take on to take us. I wouldn't go with that. Braveheart leads us to a nearby spot where she conducts a blessing and helps create a protective talisman for me and Phil. Grandmothers of the North. She uses a combination of sacred herbs and even a lock of her own hair. Just a little snap is all it needs. It's an Hearing her description of what's lurking inside the cave, I'm feeling thankful for the gesture. The next morning, we drive back towards the outskirts of town to join the team about to map more Mammoth Cave. I'm legit feeling way better going in caves after getting these bags protected. Do you feel protected? It is a very nice gesture, really very meaningful. I'm actually really surprised to hear you say that was like a meaningful visit. I would have thought you would have been like, blah, 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 blah. I'm a scientist. But instead, you're like totally down. When I hear the spirits of the poor or the spirits of the dead, it's just, I wonder, like, what's the sea of truth? What was really happening back then? There could have been rock slides, there could have been floods, there could have been disease from the dinosaurs storming the coast. I do think there's a sea of truth there, but what's the paranormal or mythological sea? Why does it have to be something real? But I would counter that in regards to the gaming team we're going to be meeting up with, they themselves have mentioned weird experiences that they can't explain that they've had in the game. They're scientists, and yet they're still mentioning weird. So explain that one. See, that's what I'm saying. These things that happen.
Don't mind the Doge. He's a dreamin'. Oh, ha. That's what's going on. Alright. Okay. Now we got the background.
Now they're heading even deeper inside, and we're joining their expedition. We're going to camp overnight. The first night after traversing some relatively difficult passage, and then we're going to end up the second day in this area. The third day next door will be the first things in there. Not only that, but to get there, we'll pass through the area where he experienced the unusual phenomenon. Part of the reason why we're wanting to go down there is that I also want to do a paranormal investigation. Experiences already down there. I think we just have to notice. The last time I had an experience, there was three other guys with me. I felt a presence. Same exact thing happened. I just looked at Matt and said, "You feel it again?" He says, "Yeah." Alright. We're eager to get down into the caves, but first we check in with Josh and update him on the various items he finds for the field. Talking to all those builders, they all have years of experience, they're all very skeptically minded, but also something kind of happens to you when you're down there. In the darkness, you ready? Things can go sideways pretty quickly, guys, especially if you are moving into unmapped areas of the cave. Use your eyes and ears as well as the tools that you have, and I'll see you on the other side. All right. We grab our gear and look up with pads and rest marks too. Plan to take a heat spot when Mark saw the apparition. Record any anomalous sounds or heat signatures that we come across.
Alright, let's get into it. Now we're finally at the stage in which we can start getting some colors in there. Well, we've got color, we just need to get shades.
It's noticed, just like you. Our advanced de-aging serum outsmarts wrinkles to the power of 3.
Oh, the one thing I wish that wouldn't be a thing is ads, so apologies for any of you who are hearing ads at the moment. I'd rather not hear them as well.
Kentucky, exploring reports that Mammoth Cave, the world's longest cave system, is home to a shadowy paranormal presence.
This place is terrifying.
They're being led by renowned cave expert Mark Wenner, who himself encountered a ghostly figure deep in this tunnel system.
So you see all the rocks on the floor?
Yeah.
They came from up there.
Wow.
So you see that one sticking right out like that, like a little tooth?
Yeah.
You call it a widowmaker? Wow. Because if you happen to be standing under it at the wrong time.
Yeah. It's going to be in the perfect place for all of these to fall on us.
Yeah. By all means, let's continue to have this conversation. The closer we get to the unexplored area, the more treacherous the ground becomes. One false step could easily result in a serious injury or worse.
There's no slide.
Super sliding?
Super slippery.
It's kind of slippery, but I'd say okay. Whoa! Got it.
We're good, good.
Jet slide. I don't get back up before I get to the down here.
The only entrance to the passage door where Mark said he encountered the spirit is straight down. We tie a rope to a secure section of rocks and descend into the unknown. Alright, what's it look like up here?
I think you can go through.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Just be really careful what you step.
See a lot of people think Katie will look like they're not a good time to the right or left in this case. Really, the passage goes through the streets.
Do I sense the fact that this is going to take a lot less time than I was expecting? Because if so, I'm happy about that. Because my brain was just like, oh yeah, this is going to take me like 2 days. And I'm just like, okay, I guess I'm just zooming. Just going to zoom through it, all right? It's Zoom time, I suppose. Alright, so let's go ahead and move down to Bottom Boris. Yeah, Bottom Boris.
This is real shit. Mark, Pat, and the other two crew members catch up with us as we continue through this maze of disorienting tunnels. This is where I felt the presence. This is exactly what it was. You know, on the shadows there. This is what I said. You guys feel that? There's a fifth person in our party. And that's it. Absolutely. Exactly right here. This is it. I've been cabling a long time and never felt anything like that before. As real as you stand next to me.
Well, this could be
Pardon me, that was loud.
So we set up base camp somewhere close by.
Yeah, there's a flat spot right back there. That's exactly where we always set up camp that night. Where's your uniform?
Let's grab the thermal just to see if we can get any changes in temperature. And let's grab the audio recorder.
That's a good place to start.
Okay. We're on top of the spot where Mark believes he encountered some type of
Alright, so my friend is here. So I gotta try and see if I can get her on.
Even when an entity isn't viewable in the visible light spectrum, it is theorized that it may be able to displace heat, which appears in red on a thermal camera. The audio recorder I'm using can also detect sounds that are imperceptible to the human ear.
Add a stream. Hey.
Hi, okay. Seems like it's working. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Because it looks like my microphone is really low, so.
No, I hear you perfectly. You come out really nicely on here.
Awesome. I'll take that as a compliment.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding.
You can totally take it as a compliment. Well, welcome to the stream. Thanks for like doing the last minute. Like, hey, could you want to like join on and like hang out or whatevs?
Well, it's fine. I love chatting and watching people do art while I do art. It's very inspiring.
And it's also like relaxing.
Hmm.
At least that's what I hope to instill. At least. Oh, while I'm
Yeah.
sitting here, I'm going to put up the banner for anyone who is in chat that they can go ahead and visit your comic.
Oh, thank you. You didn't need to do that, but I appreciate it. I forgot. I was originally going to stream too, but then I'm like, oh, I'm so slow. I'm not going to bother.
That's totally chill. I get it. Like, that's why I only do them for like no more than an hour or two because I just, after a while, I'm just like, okay, I really have to do other things.
Yeah. And now in a way, I'm tempted to stream.
I mean, you can if you want. You totally can. It's all up to you. It's just whether or not it'll bog down your computer or not is the question.
I think normally I have a decent time streaming, but I'm too lazy to set it up. It's fine.
That's such a mood. So, what you working on right now?
I'm debating working on a thumbnail or doing some flatting. I have like 9 pages left to thumbnail for this chapter, but then I have like what 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Okay, and then I have like 15 pages to color. And I'm
Dang.
dying to get it all done.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, what do you feel most in the mood to do? Because like that's usually how I run it by the majority of the time. I don't ever try to force myself to do something I don't want to do unless it's like urgent.
I'm in the mood to grab a magical brush that does it all for me.
Is that a clone?
A clone?
Is that what that's what that isn't that what the what you call a clone? Someone who just
Oh,
magically does everything for you?
that's true. I should get a clone. Where are
Yeah.
all the science labs? I'm willing to be experimented on.
Look, if you can make a clone sheep, you can make a clone me. Just do it, all right?
Yeah, I'm close enough. Okay, I'm a goat. Let's do this.
Yeah, exactly. That's funny.
I think I'm just gonna thumbnail for now. Hell's curl
And
looks too pretty
like,
here. Hmm?
and thumbnails are pretty easy to do anyway, because like they're just so quick.
I guess.
At least for me. Usually when I do thumbnails, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna sit here for like an hour or more and just kind of get it done.
My issue with thumbnails is trying to establish the shot, I guess.
Oh, fair.
And because it's like I told you, I think in your last stream, there are so many panels because I'm trying to fit in, all the intense moments of this scene. And then I start to lose, because there are so many panels, I start to lose space for the characters and the background, and I don't want it to look like they're just floating there.
Yeah.
So that's like my biggest struggle, is trying to get the right angles and give the perfect amount of space.
Yeah, it depends on me for that. Like, if it's just dialogue, I tend to let them kind of float around. But if it's like an intense scene like you're talking about, I generally try to do about the same.
Yeah, let's just
It's
say
important to do that.
let's just say it's so intense. Hella's slamming her hands on the table. So
Oh,
yeah,
ooh, this sounds juicy. I'm excited for it.
she's got vines coming out.
She's got what?
Vines coming out of her arm.
Oh,
She's
ooh,
angry.
yeah. She sounds angry. Do we need to get that little cat meme up? Don't touch
Yes,
me, I'm angry.
that's basically her all the time.
I love her so much. She's so like she's so angsty and it's great.
I know. She's like a 1,000-year-old witch that's super angsty like a teenager still.
Look, some people it takes a while for them to get out, to mellow out. It's fine. If it takes you like 5,000 years, whatever.
Oh my god.
Not hurting anybody. That's not intentionally trying to hurt you.
I feel so called out. No, I'm kidding.
No, I mean, if it helps, I have the humor of a 4-year-old, so
Honestly, same. It's like I never grew up. I never learned my lessons.
it's fine.
When
Look,
no one likes my jokes, I still make them because who cares?
I usually just laugh at my own jokes, and there we are. No one
After
else will laugh. I'll laugh awkwardly and make everyone just stand there.
after I tell a stupid joke to my boyfriend, I normally like do a dumb laugh that's obviously fake, and I end up laughing from that laugh because I thought it was so funny. I'll do something like now I'm
Oh
laughing
my
from it because
God.
I think it's so funny.
No, I like that. I would laugh too. Yeah, no, that's the kind of humor that's in this house as well. Like we just make weird sounds and noises, and then we just start dying after hearing said noises. So
Yeah, I love making weird noises. Obviously, because I
I
laugh
think
from them.
I think I think like weird noises is the type of humor that like I find fantastic because I don't know, like everyone has their own form of humor, and for me, it's always been like the weird noises or the weird facial expressions. Like those are the best ones for me.
I remember there was a time in high school that I think someone burped really loudly, and I thought it was funny, but I didn't like burst out laughing or anything. And they said, "Excuse me," and I'm like, "Oh, don't worry. I thought it was hilarious." And like people just stared at me, and it's just like, "What? Burps are funny. Leave me alone."
Right though, sore farts. Like what the hell?
Yeah,
What's wrong with you?
like it doesn't bother if someone were to fart in front of me. I don't care. Just
So
hopefully,
long as it doesn't smell like awful, like we're good. You're chill.
yeah. If not, I'm gonna have to leave the room.
Yeah, and it's no offense to you; it's the offense to your farts. So
Like, dude, what did you eat? Are you descended from a squirrel? Not a squirrel, a skunk. The poor squirrel.
what kind
Listen,
of squirrel is that?
you know what? They both start with S, and then they have the K sound, so it's whatever.
It's
Squirrel,
fine.
skunk,
Everything's fine. Skunk, squirrel. It works. I
hybrid.
learned about this. I learned about this weird little monster that's called a tech, and I am. It makes me think of the topic of smells because apparently to the locals it smells bad when it comes through.
Tech tech?
Yeah, it's like this mythal. It's almost like that big theory about Bigfoot, but it's like a
Oh,
Cambodian version of it,
all
and
right.
it's like supposedly lives in the ruins or whatever, and it's just like okay,
Same.
whatever you guys believe.
I live in
I'll
the
live in
ruins
some ruins.
too.
Yep.
Oh yeah. Speaking of which, did you post your live stream on Twitter? Let me share it. Oh, you
Oh,
already said
ha.
that we're in it. Okay. Whoops.
Yeah. I don't think I posted the actual like thing though, because I'm bad about that. Like horribly bad about that, actually.
Oh, you
Let's
actually
see.
did
Oh,
not post the link.
I do that every time. I'm like,
Honestly,
yeah,
it's
by the way, I'm doing a thing. And
there we
it's just like,
are.
where's the thing? Every time. Nope. Okay. Boop. Okay. And now I think, yeah, volume's back up. So, damn. Okay. Now I've posted it.
I quote tweeted your thingy, so with the link to.
Thank you.
I was like, I see my comic link there. I don't see the link to the stream.
Yeah, I know, right?
Great, now everyone
Uh,
missed on the wonderful sounds. That's okay though.
exactly. Uh, I'm an idiot. I always do that every freaking time. I'm like, oh yeah, by the way, I'm doing this, and then everyone's just like, okay, where's the link? And I'm like, oh yeah. Well, I guess it's here.
Honestly, I've
Too
heard that
early.
like Twitter is doing something where they're like anything that starts out with a link, they're like muting it or something, or the visibility on it is very low now because of bots.
Yeah, I've heard of that. Yeah, I've been kind of like with most of the links, especially like if it's Starfish Lovers related. I try to do that as like a link after, like I quote it essentially.
Yeah, I'm thinking I'm gonna have to start like putting it in the comments now just in case, because I haven't noticed like a huge decrease in like um engagement, and I thought I was doing something wrong, like I said something wrong and hurt someone's feelings and they're just talking bad about me. But I was like, what did I do? I don't even recall doing anything like that. So
Zoom, drop it, drop, drop, drop. No. Oh, okay. I thought it was something you found on the ground. Sorry, I thought the dog had something in
oh
his
no,
mouth.
that's fine. I totally get it. I understand. Um if my rabbit had something in his mouth that wasn't allowed to, that he wasn't allowed to, I'd also be worried.
Yeah.
But he's normally kind of smart, and the only things that he'll really try to eat that he's not supposed to is bread.
Huh. I didn't know rabbits weren't supposed to have bread.
It can clog up their digestive tract and you know kill them slowly. So
Oh, well, that's sad. I had no idea.
yeah, I used to give him bread. He's fine as far as I know. He doesn't seem to be suffering from it. It was like years ago. I stopped after I learned that it was super harmful. There was a time where I had gotten a Papa John's cinnamon like pull apart thing. I don't know if you've ever seen those, but basically it's like a giant cinnamon bun, but they're like mini ones, but they're all connected together and you can pull them apart.
Oh yeah.
And I left it on my desk, and he got up on my desk while I was asleep. He opened the lid and he ate the very top, which had all of the icing and like the cinnamon powder on it.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I woke up to see that it was opened, and I open it, and there's these little bites all over the top part layer of, and I'm like, did you really just eat the icing and left the rest? Like what?
Wow.
And I just turned to him, and he just looks super fine, and I'm like, you know what? As long as you're okay, it's fine.
Yeah, as long as you're not getting sick,
Yeah,
to take you to the vets, we're good. Everything's fine.
yeah. I didn't notice
Don't
like
go.
any bad poops from him, so I was like, wow, he either digested that pretty decently or he didn't digest it at all. I don't know how bunny
One.
bodies work.
Jeez. Well, I'm glad he's okay.
Me too. This was also years ago, so I trust he's fine.
Yeah, I mean, if that's like years ago, I think you're good. You don't got nothing to worry about on that. All is well.
He looks so cute right now. He's just chilling in his corner.
Oh, that is
Aw.
adorable. Been high key thinking about a rabbit, but I'm not. I'm not in a situation in which it would be healthy for them.
Yeah, taking care of a rabbit is so hard. Like I thought it was gonna be
I
easy. I got my rabbit without really doing any research. I did it on a whim. And I wish I did do my research because I feel like I could have given him a much better like environment in the start.
Yeah, That's kind of like the main thing that I keep trying to do is like try to be cautionary as possible. Like I've been wanting technically I just want a farm, but I I've been wanting like a little tortoise, and I like researched it for a long time, and I wanted to get a tortoise, and his name would be Giovanni, and then
Aw.
I realized like they get to be like 22 inches in length,
Yeah.
and I'm just kind of like, oh, I don't have space for that. Like, he may be like a tiny tortoise when I get him, but he is going to outgrow my space
Yeah, he's gonna be so big. Um,
very
I,
big.
I actually want to get rats. I want to get a few rats, and I want to name them after like the Daedra gods and Elder Scrolls.
Oh my god, yes. Yeah, no, rats are the absolute best. I had rats a while back, and they are the best pets. They're so smart. A little too smart, but so smart.
I love them. They're so cute. I can't wait to get one and just tickle its butt.
Yes, I love their little paws with their little
Oh
fingers. They're so cute and so pink, and I love them. Also, their tails are like really nice. I love the texture on their tails.
yeah. My boyfriend is freaked out by their tails, and that's the only reason he doesn't want a rat. He thinks the tails are
Oh
awful.
my god. Has he like actually touched one before?
I don't think so because he gets like he's just one of those people where he gets like visible cringe from looking at certain things. So I don't
Ah,
think he would ever try.
that's fair. Yeah, no, I used to be a little weirded out before I got them, and then the moment I got them and after I touched their tail, I'm like, oh, it's actually really soft. Oh, hello. Oh, you're sweet. And then I
Aw.
would have them in my hoodie and all that, and I'd walk around with them, and they were the best. They were the absolute best. I love them.
I
The only downfall.
oh,
Oh, go
yeah.
ahead. Go ahead.
No, you go on. You were still talking.
Oh, I was just saying the only downfall is that they kind of pass really quickly and easily. So you could really bond with one of them, and then you'll end up losing them sooner than
Mm.
you would want.
Yeah, actually, I read that when I was looking up their lifespan. They said it's about 2 years, and I was just like, "Oh no, this is gonna be awful."
Yeah, I know somebody who managed to keep a rat for a good 4 to 6 years, but it's very rare, and their diet has to be like on point. And even then, it just kind of chalks it up to genetics because the majority of the rats that I had died of tumors.
Oh no, babies.
Yeah, it was bad. It was very upsetting. So that's the only downfall. The only downside is you will 100%, have a
Heartbreak.
relationship and bond with them, but you're going to have absolute heartbreak. Yeah, major heartbreak.
Oh.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Oh,
I'm just gonna cry myself to sleep later. Don't worry.
no.
Um,
It makes me. Oh no, go ahead. Go ahead. Sorry, go
no,
ahead because
actually, I couldn't
I've been
remember what I wanted to say, so you can go ahead.
okay. It makes me think of this one lady who had a rat, and her rat's name was Blossom, and it makes me want to name a rat named Blossom. So,
Aw. And then get two others. One's Bubbles, one's Buttercup.
oh my God, yes, we'll just have the whole Powerpuff Girls team on there.
You can
I
even give
named
them.
my other ones. What's that?
I was gonna say you can even give them color coded outfits.
Oh my God, yes, I would love that.
I love animals.
Animals are the absolute best. So I understand and I sentiment with you.
Yeah, humans suck. Where are the animals in our lives?
Well, we either can't afford them or
Or they're too
they leave
dangerous
us
to
too.
have.
Yes, that too. That too. I've been wanting a fennec fox, and I'm just like, I know I can't has you, but I wants you.
I I was actually telling my boyfriend that I wish I could ride on the back of a hippo, but they're made out of pure anger and hatred that I just know I wouldn't survive that.
Yeah, yeah, they are. I mean, look, if it's an animal that can eat and kill a crocodile, he's got a lot of angy emotions. Those are some major emotions that I don't think I would be able to control or handle.
Yeah, but did you see them when they're like a baby? They're so cute and they just look so weird because their legs look really long compared to, their body. And then it's like when they grow up, because they get so pudgy, the legs look smaller then. But it's just so cute. They're so cute.
They are adorable, and the little floppy ears after they get out of a bath is the cutest fucking thing ever.
It is. I want a hippo.
Makes me think, what was another animal? I did actually, weirdly enough, want an alligator because they just, when they're babies, they make the cute mommy sound voice, and it's just like that, me. And I'm like,
Oh,
I want one.
now I want all the animals in the world. Okay, I'm gonna go build an ark. I'll be back.
I just thought of that. I was just thinking that, like, we should just build an ark, and there we go.
Yep. Just oh, actually, I just remembered. You know how it's like Noah's Ark there were like two of each animals? Did Noah like bring a human with him?
Oh, he had his children and his wife, and his kids were married. So then, yeah.
Okay, so there was a family. I was like, dude, wait, who did he have sex with? Like, where was his procreation?
Yeah, no, he had a wife, and I think he had like 3 sons and their wives. I don't know if they had kids yet or not, but he took like his extended family with him. And from what I remember from what like the book said, is that like they survived off of like milk and the eggs that the animals produced, which doesn't seem logical, but okay.
Well, I mean, it's possible, but I feel like they would get so sick.
Yeah, and that's like I think the main concern would be like protein poisoning or something like that. I think that's an
Oh.
actual thing where if you don't have the carbohydrates, which are like from plants and fruit and things like that, you kind of run the risk of, too much of one thing can make you sick.
Hmm. Now it got me thinking, how did he take care of all the animals that needed vegetation?
Right though? That's what I'm saying. Like where the vegetation, like, did you just take trees and what happened to the other, like, did they just keep, I mean, did you just create an entire planet on your ark? Or what happened? Like, I know, and like for the animals too, like the lions and crap, they survived off of like milk or something, from what was said. And
Brought a few
I'm just
extra
kind of,
animals.
I know, you're like feeding milk to carnivorous animals, but what are you feeding the herbivores?
Well, um, there are some holes in that story, and I need answers.
Same. There's a holes in a lot of the stories. Okay, there's a lot of holes. There's so many.
Just like, yep.
Yee. Yee. Uh, that's something that I'll have to look into because I mean I used to like believe that book wholeheartedly without any questions, and now I'm woke, so to say.
This is a podcast where we now debunk religious stories.
I don't know if I have the theology um, degree for that, but we could certainly try.
Honestly, same though. I'm just gonna pull things out of my ass and just make it work. Just go
I
with it.
mean, but it's good to like sort of point out some of those things at the very least.
That's true.
And like I know for a fact that like some of okay, the main thing is that book is just kind of been like I learned today apparently that the story of Jesus Christ wasn't even written until 100 years after his death.
Hmm. Hmm.
And I'm just kind of, yeah, and I'm just kind of sitting there going, why would you wait 100 years to write that? Like, wouldn't that have been such an event that you would have wanted to write about that like as quickly as possible?
Yeah. And actually I recently found out that the images of Jesus Christ aren't even actually supposed to be him. It's supposed to be some um it was I heard two different stories that it was either Leonardo da Vinci's boyfriend or some other guy's boyfriend. And that guy's boyfriend went on to become a pope. So he was just like, "Oh, use my nephew." No, not the boyfriend, the uncle went to become a pope. And he was like, "Use my nephew's picture as an image of Jesus Christ," or something like that.
What the hell?
Yeah,
But
and
then, of
that's why
course, he's like a famous artist, so they just accept it.
it's like he looks white and he has blondish hair in all the pictures because it's actually someone else. It's not Jesus.
What in the world? Wow, that is an interesting story. That's interesting to me because it's just kind of like, how would you have known? You know, how would have anyone have actually known what he looks like? I did watch an old documentary though about the shroud that was used when like the to wipe the face of Jesus when he was during crucifixion, and they supposedly had the shroud still left and still essentially like kept in like a sealed box because God forbid anyone touch it, otherwise it crumbled to dust. But they were able to do like some kind of generation of like some kind of scientific thing. I don't know what the fuck you call it, but they managed to go ahead and scan it and take the imprint that was there and sort of reconstruct the face.
Mm,
And that was
nice.
interesting. And it
Yeah.
was like, it's just like some typical, if I remember, it was very much like very close to what like a Jewish person would look like out in the Middle East, essentially.
Yeah.
So it looked very much like that, and I was just kind of like, that definitely don't look like the picture. So I guess whatevs.
You know what's funny? Have you seen The Prince of Egypt, the DreamWorks animation?
Yes, I do like that one.
Yeah, a lot of depictions that people are now making of Jesus Christ and how he probably most likely looked like looks a lot like Moses in The Prince of
It
Egypt.
does. It does. You right though.
Yeah.
You right.
And I'm just like,
God's just like, oh yeah, I
oh.
mean, yeah, yeah, yeah. I will say though, the about I do like that story, but I think the main reason why I like it is because the music fucking slaps. So
Oh, I was gonna say because for one, someone painted God as a badass.
also true. Yeah, God was okay. God was pretty badass, especially back then. He was just kind of like, oh, you're not gonna let my people go. Okay, well, here's some plagues. Enjoy yourselves.
Like, oh, this is what we're doing. Okay. Puts on gloves.
Yeah, right though. Puts on the goggles and the gloves. There was something that I saw that was like a funny um God, what was I don't know if I can even remember. It's like vaguely like someone goes back in time and like yeah, someone goes back to time in Egypt, and Egypt like this guy in Egypt's like freaking out, and the one person is just kind of like, oh, what's going on? This is Egypt, right? And he's like, yeah, and he's like, what's going on? Why are you freaking out? And he's like, I don't know. There's just like things falling from the sky, and we're all dying. And he's just like, oh, it's the plague times, and the Egyptian is just like, the what?
Oh my god. Like, excuse me? What do you know that we don't?
It's like, excuse the fuck out of me. Help!
I've often thought about it. Like, if I went back in time, I would definitely go see the Vikings and, you know, just see how I vibe with them. Would they be into me? Would they not be? But then at the same time, I just realized I would actually be taller than the average height of the woman at that time in their location. And I would be closely like to the men's height. because I think the men
Oh my god.
were an average between 5'6" and like 5'8", with the occasional like big guy being maybe around 6 feet. But a lot of the women were between like 5 feet and like 5'3" or something.
Oh my god. I wonder what they would have thought. Like fucking Amazon woman over here.
They immediately just turn around. They're like, "Give her an axe."
You're right though. They probably think you're a man at first, or like give her an axe or give him an axe.
And then I whip out my titties, and they're like, "Oh."
Yep, and there you go. Oh. Oh. Hello. Why? That makes me think of the really cool tradition that I remember reading about one time where like the marriage tradition for them is like the woman will have an open sheath on her waist, and if a man wants to propose or marry to her, they would take a blade and put the blade in the sheath, essentially as like a symbol of "I want to marry you."
Aw, I never heard of that, but I like it. I
Right now, it's
normally
kind of like really cool.
Yeah. I normally read on about how it's like it would take years for them to plan a wedding because normally it started like when they were really young and the family would get together and like, talk about this, meet up, like see if their kids would be a good fit, see if it would like benefit any of the families. And then normally they would officially be married around the time they were both like 16, 17.
Oh dang!
Yeah. And I know that actually apparently during the marriage I think they will both have swords, and they'll exchange the rings on the swords.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that kind of makes sense because I do know that the women, like for the Vikings, they weren't submissive like most cultures were. If anything, I think they were like a very integral part of the society. Same thing with the Native Americans.
So yeah, the women were actually they had obviously their own rights, but they weren't as respected as the men because, you know,
Yeah,
why would they be? Um But yeah, no, they had a pretty decent part. Like they could raid with the men. They had their own rules and all that. And if they wanted to divorce like their husband, all they had to do was gather an audience and say, "I'm leaving his ass. Bye," and that's it. That was the divorce.
that's dope as hell. Do you want to know how the Native Americans did divorce?
Sure.
So in Native American culture, it depends on, of course, on the tribe. But for the tribe, I can't remember what the name of it was, but for one of the tribes, essentially, they will just pack up all of their stuff out of the out of the teepee, and they'll just go into another teepee. That's
That sounds like the petty way people break up now. And they don't want to say anything. They just grab their things.
they just grab their shit and go.
Oh my god, if only divorce was still like that easy nowadays. So many people would save
Right
so much money.
Oh my
But then
god, yeah.
yeah, but then of
And they would
course
still be
the
able to keep
idea.
their shit.
Yeah. Of course
Oh
it's
my
like,
god, I
oh,
love
the
that.
idea of who gets the kids, the possessions, who gets to keep the dog comes in the middle. Ugh,
Oh yeah.
divorce.
But the Native
Divorce.
Americans, they didn't have to freaking worry about that though. Like they didn't.
Yeah.
They didn't have to worry about it. Like the kids were raised by the community, and whatever shit you had probably wasn't that much. So you just take your bow and arrow and your bed sack or whatever, and maybe some of the things that you made, and you're gone. And it's it.
Yeah, sometimes I wish I could go back to a time like that where there wasn't really much anyway. And like maybe no one would expect a lot of me and I couldn't disappoint anyone.
Oh
Sad
my
song.
god, that is a mood.
Like it's like,
And
okay,
like
you
all
just need
you
help hunting. I'll go with you.
right? I'm actually like I relatively think I'm a like a not like a fantastic hunter, but like at the very least I can find something. So like the expectation there is as long as I find something, we're good, you know?
It's like I can help with farming. I've learned that I do pick up like things easily like knitting and crochet, so it's like maybe I could do some weaving of anything that they do.
Yeah, you probably could like make clothes for people, or even handle on the water skins, or even tending to the animals and the livestock that they had. Like that shit, once you learn it, you learn it.
Yeah. Or I could just be, like a hired person that feeds you compliments all day. I can do that.
Right? And there's like anyone could use compliments.
Exactly. Feeling
Hell,
down, I'm here. Huh?
exactly. No, like compliments and like hugs should be paid for sometimes.
Listen, I'm a great hugger. Trust me, this is not $500 going to waste.
Exactly. There's actual, like, if I remember correctly, there are actually people that are professional cuddlers.
Yes, there are. My boyfriend said he was actually thinking about taking that job, like before he got in a
Is he
relationship.
really?
Yeah, because he's like a big guy, so he's like very soft and like he's nice to hold and all that. So it's
Oh.
like, yeah, he would make a great cuddler, but um no. That's me. Like, hi, no. No girl is putting their paws on my man.
Yeah, I feel that he's my cuddler, no one else's. Excuse you. Even
Yeah.
in a professional setting, madam.
Or sir.
You're right.
Who
I
knows?
feel that. Who knows? They, you know?
Exactly. Excuse me, unicorn. I'm gonna cuddle you instead.
Yes.
Because I love
Yes.
unicorns.
You have the same affinity for unicorns as one of my platonic soulmates.
Is that the person who also wants to become president?
Yes, she is. Yes.
Oh my god. Are you sure that's not my clone?
I don't know. There's a high chance. I She's also a clone of another individual that I know, and I think I've found 3 clones today.
They're a breed.
Oh my god.
We're
Yep.
all part of
How
something.
does Yep. How does it make you feel to know that there's a possibility that you are a clone of 3?
Hmm. Orgies would be pretty interesting.
Oh my god.
It'd be funny if we like all looked alike and then we could just trick people and no one would know like if they're with someone else.
Oh my god. That would be the best but also most mindfuckery kind of thing going on right there.
When someone's drunk, we could actually stand in front of them and they think they're seeing 3 of us.
Oh my god. And they're just like, "Oh, I see 3," or they see 6, and they're just like, "When were there 6 of you?" They wouldn't even know. There'd be no way for them to know.
um, why is this so complicated? I don't know how to do these like last 3 panels.
What are they exactly?
Just faces, really. Just people yelling at each other.
Oof. Yeah, I noticed that, like, just doing dialogue alone, like, I actually have to like look at references on what other people have done for their comics, because like I'm just kind of sitting here going, well, I don't want to do like the same back to back like screaming at each other face thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's always kind of like a pain.
Yeah, I'm currently trying to make it like very interactive. Like, Hell slammed her hands on the table. The guy's gonna slam his hands on the table. He pointed his finger at her. She's gonna bite it off, probably. You know,
Most likely,
angsty
that
goth
is the
shit.
type of thing. Yeah. Look, that's just all. That is all I expect from this comic. So if you don't do that, you're letting me down. No, I'm kidding. No pressure, seriously.
I'm tempted to now draw a mini comic where she bites his finger off.
Do it.
Because
I
knowing
would love to see
her
that.
and like her history, she absolutely would. She would have no remorse.
Like none whatsoever. I kind of love that. Especially like I get the sense that this guy is somebody from like her past who did something pretty crappy to her. So
Well, not the guy that they're currently talking to, but there is definitely another guy. So,
okay. Okay, I thought for in my brain I thought that was going to be the guy that they were screaming at each other with, but
oh, she's currently screaming at like the blonde dude that we met on some page, Caleb. She's definitely like screaming at him. But
okay, gotcha.
he's kind of just being a douche right now.
Then
So
he deserves to be screamed at.
exactly.
So if you're going to be an asshole, then you're going to receive the same treatment, sir.
Be prepared. Be prepared. Lion King theme song.
Yeah, I was literally just thinking that. Yes, the
Same
freaking green.
brave. Wow, same brain wavelength.
We are on the same brave wink.
Brave wave.
This is me. I speak in the wrong kind of fashion, but it's fine. I get people to giggle. That's all that matters.
Honestly, me too, and that's why I always like stop myself midway and try to correct it because I feel like no one's gonna understand me if I go on.
Yeah, no, yeah. That's also what happens in text messages and Twitter posts and all that. Like I'm just kind of like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna say something. Goes back to look at it. The
Hmm,
fuck am I saying?
what is this? Um,
what demon typed this?
I can't even remember. Like it was something recently where I typed something and I looked at it and I'm like, this makes no sense. Actually, I think it was one of my like little page descriptions for my comic. I think I was
Oh my
falling
god.
asleep midway writing it, and then I took a look at it, and I'm like, "Oh my god, no one's going to understand this. I need to rewrite this."
Oh god, I feel that though. I've done that on like I've been prepping for a Kickstarter for a while now, and like I'll sit there and write out like the bio stuff or whatever. And I remember one time I did that and I was just like, okay, so none of this makes any sense. That's kind of how I felt also with like my comic summary. I had to rewrite that one recently because I was just kind of like, okay, there's like a lot here that just doesn't make a lot of sense, and no one's going to want to read this after they read this.
Yeah. Honestly, English is hard though. Who needs it?
Ugh, mood. Can we just all like speak in guttural and grunting noises, please?
Just we can go back to caveman, and instead we'll just write on the walls, and we'll just be like,
Yes. Ugh. Yes, I concur. I agree with this. That's what we will do. Just go back in time to the time where they actually ate psychedelic mushrooms and it increased their brain activity. So yeah, please.
I would. I kind of want to try so many things, like mushrooms and weed. To be honest, I
Same.
want to
I've been
try a brownie that has weed in it. So,
I could probably hook you up with my grandmother that lives in Ohio because she does that all the time.
oh my god, will she ship it? How much?
I will ask her. I will let you know as soon as I know.
Because I've never experienced it, and I want to experience it so badly. I think I'm gonna need an
That's
adult with
okay.
me though.
No, I feel that. Yeah, that's kind of like why I'm thinking about doing it when I'm like around my wife and around Trish because I know that like my wife is like the mom friend. So like if
Mm,
you're going to do something stupid, she'll be like, "No. No." You know?
yeah.
So that's
Um,
partially why I married
I feel like if I did it around my, I feel like if I did it around my dad, he would be very disappointed and would not approve. If I did it around my boyfriend, I feel like he'd want to join in. so we both need
Yeah,
supervision.
that's also fair. You know, weirdly enough, the dad that I spoke to you about over text is the one who like cornered me one day after I told him that I was around a person who was smoking weed. That if I wanted to go back to that person's house to get their weed and smoke it at home.
What? Oh my god.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm legit. He was like, "Oh, so you were around this person who was like smoking weed and you're at their house because like you were needing food and I was like an hour before an exam." And the person's just like, "Yeah, I'm going to smoke some weed to like calm down or whatever." And then I told my dad about the story and then like that night my dad's just like, "Hey, do you like want to go over there and get weed?" And I'm just like, "Are you trying to fucking test me right now? What the fuck is going on?"
Wow. Um, I feel like my dad has definitely experimented with some drugs, but I think he's very disapproving now.
Yeah, no, I know for a fact my dad has tried like a lot of stuff. So I'm very well aware that he's tried things. He's just like I am holier than thou, so he's just going to be like not do it anymore or whatever except for that one time which was like completely out of left field. Goes against everything that I ever thought about him and I'm just kind of like I don't know how to react around you because you go do a 180 every 5 years or something.
Mm, yeah. I feel like I'm like that. I do 180 all the time. No, I'm kidding. I mean,
That's
when I have to turn around, yeah, but
I mean, yeah, that's normal though, you know? Like at least you're not like I'm going to change my moral standing every like, 5 years or 60 seconds or whatever the fuck.
my moral standing is don't be an asshole. That's all. Like if you're about to do something and you think it's harmful in some way, maybe you shouldn't do it or just think longer about it and make a list of pros and cons.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like
Agreed.
yeah, just respect people's you know, boundaries. You would want yours respected. Don't be a dick. Don't go out and murder people unless it's for vengeance because
Don't
they
be
did
giving
something
up
absolutely
people.
horrible. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah,
Don't
exactly.
murder anyone. Or I just don't want YouTube to have an issue with this statement.
It's fine. I'll be honest, I care not about like what YouTube decides to do to my videos. So if I have to make a whole new channel, I will.
Oh, just my friend said told people to murder people for vengeance, so yeah, that's why I'm not allowed on YouTube anymore. Oh well.
Oh my god. Here we are. Okay. Hello, YouTube. Nah, I mean like I don't know anyone who hasn't talked about the subject of like running around and killing somebody or doing a purge fashion kind of thing on their like
Oh,
on individuals in their lives. So I don't know. I don't see the issue about it. Like it's talk, so long as you don't take the action, you're fine.
yeah. Like your actions speak louder than your words. So,
Exactly. And that's like kind of where I also sit with like people thinking that their thoughts make them like, be a bad person or whatever. I'm just kind of like, no, honey, it's just a thought. They're called intrusive thoughts. You're allowed to have them. So long as you don't act upon them, you're fine.
yeah, don't be a douche. That'd be me.
Yeah.
Just don't be a douche.
Don't be an idiot. Don't be mean and don't be a douche. Thank you. That is all.
Yay! Becoming better humans
Hey.
one step at a time.
Right though.
I have not taken a bite out of my lunch so far. I'm so sad.
Um, you should take a bite out of your lunch. You don't have to like, I this is a chill stream. You can talk to me whenever you feel you want to talk to me
I,
and like no pressure.
I don't want people to hear my chewing.
Oh, that's also fair. That's also fair. That's fair.
I did
I
have
get
to
that.
like take a sip of water because my throat's drying up. I
Meh.
very
Oh,
rarely
that's a.
talk this much. I'm like,
I have the moment I have someone to talk to is when I generally have a lot to say.
and I have things to say all the time. I'm just too lazy.
That's fair. No, I get that. Yeah, no, it's just I'm usually very quiet. Like if I'm by myself in the house, I don't really utter anything to myself. But like if I have somebody in the room with me that um, has something to say or wants to talk, I'll usually do that.
Or just by them being present, you're immediately inviting them to a conversation.
Yeah. And I mean, even like it just depends too. Like there's also days like especially like with my roommates or whatever, the moment I'm comfortable with them, I actually will go hours without speaking to them. And if we do speak, it's like to look over at a meme or something, and that's about as much as we do.
I'm a person where when I'm comfortable with someone, I don't stop talking.
That's fair. Because you're not used to, you don't know what they want out of the conversation or what they desire in regards to like activity level.
Yep. I think that's why, like,
So that
when I would. Oh god, was that you? I
what's
just
that?
heard, like, a notification of, like, a Discord notification.
Oh god. I don't think my Discord's on. At least I don't.
Oh.
I don't think.
Okay, then I don't know what that was. Oh, maybe it
Yeah,
was
nothing
me.
in the chat.
Um,
Ah.
I forgot. Thanks. Notification sound that I heard. Um, oh, I think that's why I come off as a bitch to people when they first meet me because I don't talk a lot and I'm very quiet. And like everyone thinks I'm weird about it, apparently. They're like, oh, she's so
Huh.
weird. Yeah.
Nah, I'm chill with it. I'm okay with people being quiet. Like if they will talk to me when they want to speak to me. I prefer, actual deep conversation over like small chat. If you don't got nothing to say to me, then don't fucking say nothing, you know?
Yeah. I just talk about Queen Angelina all the time. That's all. I only have her to talk about. There's literally no one else in the world for me.
You know what? That is so fair. I am as her creator like so flattered that you would say something like that. So thank you.
She's so pretty. I love her. She's beautiful.
Aw.
Never had a crush on a Catwoman before, but I think there's always a time for a first, so
Yeah, you're right. There is, and I'm so glad that she was your first.
she stole my Catwoman virginity? I don't even know.
I suppose your virginity is it a
My
virginity
virginity.
maybe?
That's perfect. Oh my god.
Oh my god, I love that so much. I'm actually very speaking of Angelina. I have plans to do like a fall sticker set, and essentially the chibiest that I can think of the Starfish Lovers characters is actually turning them into the cats that they're supposed to be. So
Oh,
it's literally just gonna be stickers of cats, but it's all of the cats from Starfish Lovers.
I love that though. That's actually really cute, and I think that's super creative, to be honest. So
Thank you.
it's like, oh hey, you want to see them as actual cats? This is their breed. These are their
Yeah.
personalities as cats.
Yep.
Queen Angelina would definitely take you out in a like scratch fight.
Oh fuck yeah. Oh absolutely. Oh fuck yeah.
She is the cat
I
that
look
takes the shit
forward.
of none.
No, she doesn't take anyone's shit. She's like, oh, what breed did I make her? Because I know she's like part lynx.
That's what I
So
figured because of her ears.
yeah, I'm glad you caught on to that.
Yeah, I was like,
Yeah,
she
she's
looks
like
like. Oh, I'm sorry. Go on.
no. Yeah, you're good. I was just gonna say like she's part lynx, but I can't remember what else I made her.
I was gonna say she reminds me of like the bigger, more aggressive cats because of their ears. I'm not actually sure how big a lynx is, but I feel like it's bigger than a a regular house cat. So, oh yeah, oh it's these ones. I love these ones. They have such huge paws.
Their paws are so big,
They are.
and she's so tall. Like I love implementing all those features because like I have plans where like her hands are larger than the majority of all the other like felines in like the leaders summit. So she's just this freaking Amazon.
She's gonna bitch slap everyone, leave a massive paw print. They
I'm
have such
so
like
excited for it too.
yeah, they have like such big legs too. Like this one like snow lynx or Canada lynx, I guess. Like the size of its legs is just like holy shit. Does not look like it's a natural thing.
It doesn't. And like they're like I remember seeing a picture of a lady and like their paws are almost the size of their freaking head. And they are just so fluffy. And they're just huge. And I think I remember seeing like this really cute video of like it's like a camera on like some kind of construction equipment, and it was up in Canada. And this lynx literally jumps up onto like the cranes that they have, and just sits there and just pokes his nose everywhere. And I'm just like, the fuck are you doing?
Aw. I feel like
Just all chill.
cats I feel like cats have that like forever very young spirit and they're always curious. And but
I
they're like
agree.
also always defensive and smart. They're also very thoughtful. Like when you compare cats and dogs, dogs are very aggressive. They're like they would be like the barbarians of a D&D campaign. Well, the cats are more like the hunters or warlocks that sit back and they're more thoughtful about their actions before they do anything.
No, I agree with that 100%. I think like yeah, because like even in their body language too, like a cat, the main reason why a cat doesn't want you to pet its belly and the reason why it shows you the belly is like when it shows you the belly, it's like saying, "Hey, I trust you." But the second you touch the belly, it's like a breakage of trust. So you've
Aw.
just broken their trust after them saying, "I trust you."
But I'll let you pet my belly. Just go up to the cat like,
Yeah,
you can touch my belly.
you're right though.
Like, let me
I
pet
love
your belly.
I love that there are some cats though, because we actually have a cat. Her name's Callie. She's actually based off of Cassandra, which is another character that's going to be introduced later.
Mm-hmm.
And Callie absolutely loves her belly pet.
Oh, I'm so
She will
glad.
let you pet her belly.
By the way, I sent you a picture.
Ooh, aw, yeah. Oh, I love that. I hope you don't mind. I'm probably going to turn that into a meme.
That's totally fine.
Oh, I love that so much. I will give
She
you all the credit, I
fierce.
promise.
She's a fierce cat woman that take the shit and none.
Yeah, exactly. She don't take nobody's shit. I love that. I
I
love
was
that
like,
so fucking well.
I was like thinking about your comic and you know how it's very like intense with the LGBTQ and like and the forbiddenness of it, of like how we still have nowadays, which is ridiculous. And then I was
Yep.
like thinking about Queen Anjuna. I was like, she's bi. I can't imagine how much like shit she could probably face because she's like a queen and she's also bisexual.
Yeah. Yeah. It was. Yeah. She's gone through quite a bit, which will be revealed later on in the story. But, like, yeah, she has. She's caught a lot of rap for it and also has had to, like, really hide it. So, and
Yeah,
that's
that
kind of like part of the reason why. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
oh, I was just gonna say that's like also has been a concern of mine if she's actually openly bisexual or if she puts on a mask, you know, for her people.
It's kind of it's like yeah, it's the mask for her people, unfortunately. Like she's the kind of character that has to um like she believes it wholeheartedly that she has to be the queen who does what is best for the people. And so she does sort of hide it, but there is an eventual scene that I have later on where it does reveal it's not what she wants. So it's never been what she's wanted either. Like her whole stature and her whole status, she would fucking throw it away in a heartbeat if she could.
Mm. They found pictures of Banjo Kitty and her. I know.
They threw what's that?
I said they found pictures of Banjo Kitty and her together. I knew it.
Yes. Oh, that'd be cute. The fun thing that I do have planned for Starfish lovers though is that there are, I mean, obviously in most cultures and in most like ways things work in the world is that there's always an underground part of things. And I
Mm-hmm.
do have plans for like God, I'm trying to think of a way. So like there's things known as like the day kind of shops and then like the night brothels in a way where they
Mm.
will actually have like areas that are essentially safe spaces for felines that are either LGBTQ or they're looking for a quickie. So just because the culture is so like fucking harsh, it's because the culture is so harsh that those things are in effect.
Mm-hmm. It's like us
So
nowadays. Like the reason we do things illegally is because we're not allowed to do them. Which, like murder and like hardcore drugs that could kill you in an instant and like gun violence, I understand. But like just being with someone who you want to be with, as long as they're the age of majority. Um, I'm not into that
yep.
underage shit. Like, nope. Mm.
No,
Um,
no same. I feel you.
but like gender or no gender really shouldn't matter. Religious status shouldn't matter because I know for some families, oh, you can't date someone out of your religion, which is crazy to
Yep.
me. Um, and like just soft drugs, like I feel like weed isn't really a hard drug. I feel like that's like soft compared to others out there.
Oh yeah, absolutely. If anything, it helps with anxiety. It's actually a like medical, something medical. And I'm actually really glad that Florida like lifted its laws because that was a thing where like everyone had to like do it illegally and they would get arrested and spend time in jail or whatever for it. And like another thing that is technically illegal but really honestly shouldn't be is actually mushroom psychedelics. And the
Mm,
main reason for that is because there's been studies where it actually can cure like Alzheimer's, depression, and anxiety.
holy shit. I wonder if the Alzheimer's is because of the massive brain activity. If it like actually, I don't know the science, so I'm taking things out of my ass right now. If it like basically reactivates certain part of your brain or like reconnects certain dots.
It kind of you're actually relatively close. You're actually really close to that because from what I've researched or at least what I've looked into and what I've watched, the brain has a certain plasticity to it. So what essentially, like for instance, lion's mane is a type of mushroom that has been studied in Japan that has been used to essentially assist people with Alzheimer's. And lion's mane, what it does is it actually like rebuilds the neurons that have been lost over time.
Hmm. That's so
So like
cool.
things that a person would like lose in regards to memory or things like that, the brain has such a plasticity and with the use of certain mushrooms, you can actually repair the brain in certain ways.
Yeah, a lot of people say that the reason we don't have cures, and I say cures in quotation marks, is because obviously, like medicine or hospitals or the government would lose money. But if they actually invested in getting that out there, they would still make money. There's not
They
really
would.
a loss. Like if it's taken care of, if it's a product that they can trust instead of getting it from someone else, like they will buy it from, a medicinal company.
Oh yeah. And see that's the thing though, is like big pharma is like the main thing, especially with like the psychedelic and the studies that they've been doing in Colorado. And actually, funny enough, I think Colorado has already lifted their law on psychedelics, or they're working on lifting their law on it. But like from the reason why they won't do it is because all you would need is 3 separate dosages. And of course, mind you, the psychedelics, when they're done, they're actually done with a psychologist. And the psychologist will sit you down, have you take the trip, and they'll sit there with you the whole time to monitor you and make sure that you're okay.
Hmm.
And like that whole bit, it's you only need it 3 times. And I remember this one lady, she was doing it for like I think she did it once, and for 6 months she had no fucking symptoms of anxiety.
Okay, I want this. Like, hello. I would like some like psychedelics that would make me very confident in my actions, please.
Right though? Right? I would want that. So
Yeah,
yeah, once I find out whether or not Colorado has like lifted their laws or whatever, I'm fucking going there and I'm doing it. I'll
yeah.
set up an
Like
appointment.
like crazy idea for the government and people who want to be an asshole to sit on a throne. Maybe if we
Yep.
actually felt better about ourselves, our work productivity and output would be much higher.
I mean, wow. You know what? You know what? I think you just spoke some truth that needs to just be heard throughout the world. Like I think you just had a little bit of a discovery here.
Like it feels it's no secret where if people feel good about themselves, normally what they put out in the world is just 10 times better. Like obviously
I
everyone has a
mean,
learning curve, but like what were you gonna say?
100%.
Uh,
No, I was agreeing with you. I was just gonna say like, yeah, like if you just I don't know provide some assistance in the well-being of your common human, your fellow neighbor, like I think the world would probably be a better place considering the fact that everyone's feeling better about themselves and feeling more productive and more like they can do things and not in such a crippling mass of like mental health issues.
yeah. Um like I worked at this one warehouse which shall not be named because we are live and I just don't need anything happening. Um
That's fair.
I had like hurt my foot. No one was there to see it because I was in the bathroom, whatever.
Ooh.
And it's just like the treatment that I got when I said that, oh, my foot's really hurting. It was just like, oh, are you sure this wasn't pain from like when you were at home or like, before us, et cetera, et cetera. Like I just felt like I was being treated like I was shit. And it's just like, dude, it would cost you nothing to be kind right now. Like, oh, I'm so sorry your foot is hurt. Let's get you some painkillers. If you need to go home, let us know. Like it does it just like it feels
Zero
like
dollars.
yeah, it feels like people are just out to make it seem like you're in the wrong. Like I understand if they were like doing an investigation, but if I already answered no the first time, or if I gave you a certain answer, why are you gonna re-ask that question but in a different way?
Right though? Yeah. No, that's mm. I hate big companies. I hate big companies. I hate pharma. I dislike many of I just like all of that. I hate all of that and it's like it doesn't cost a person a single fucking dollar to have kindness, and then on top of that it also wouldn't put a dent in the amount of money a company makes in the United States a year.
Yeah,
Wouldn't put a fucking single dent in it.
but people are just
So,
greedy and they want to control everyone. So,
and unfortunately that is the downfall of our country
yeah. And that's why
and
I can't
capitalism.
wait to die. I'm kidding. I'm hoping that we get better, but I don't have a lot of hope.
It is hard to hope, honestly. Like I know like Biden is doing one thing, and I think if I remember correctly, there is like talk of him doing like taxes on the larger like people who are making over $400,000 a year or something like that. So
Wow,
like
that's a lot of money.
that's good. I mean, yeah. I don't know a single person in my life who makes even 100,000 a year. Couldn't even think about or contemplate the idea of how, like, how does a person live with that surmountable amount of money? Like, how, like, what?
Yeah, like
How do you, how?
yeah, like I just want a nice, cute cabin, have internet service so I can still post my comic, and have electricity, and like that's it. Like I don't need a mansion. I don't need fancy cars because, in all honesty, I would like enjoy walking, and then when I lose enough weight, I'll just ride a horse because I'm into that.
Yeah,
Um, like I don't need much in my life, but I do want to be comfortable in my life.
I agree. And like, yeah, that's kind of like where I'm at right now. Like, I would very much like to be comfortable and not have to worry about whether or not I can get food or pay my rent or any of those things. Like, if I can get rid of that stress and just live my life comfortably, I would be down for that. Like,
hmm
please, for the love of God.
Actually, it's funny. Yesterday, the like the census people came to my door, and he was asking me about my employment history. And I told him how I left a certain warehouse in December because they decided to terminate me while I was in quarantine. And he then asked me if I received like unemployment benefits, and I was like, no. And he's like, why not? And I was like, because I tried talking to them twice and no one ever got back to me. And he's like, oh my god, that's awful. And I was like, yeah, like that sucks.
Yeah. Yeah, I was let go too. I think I was doing a graphic design job, and then COVID hit, and then I was like no longer needed because I was an extra expense. So
Oh
that
no,
was fun.
that sucks. That's so horrible. I'm so sorry.
It is. I mean, it's fine. Definitely not as horrible as, like, being like in quarantine and then your job being like, "Oh yeah, bye. See you later, bitch."
Yeah, because there is like an agreement between me and this warehouse. They have it in paper where they can terminate me at any time for any reason, and I can also willingly leave at any time for any reason. And there's like no repercussions, basically. Like they won't hold it against me. So it to me it
Damn,
sounded
son.
like a yeah to me it sounded like a good deal because it was like I could leave at any time, and that's great because I don't like the whole 2 weeks notice or having to
Yeah.
explain why you're leaving. Like I can just pick up and leave. Like how you said with the divorce with the Native Americans, I can just pick up my
Yeah.
things and leave.
Yes. God, I wish all jobs were kind of like that. I did that though once with an old job that I will not name the title of, but it was like a dog kennel,
Mhm.
and they treated one of my friends that was working there like crap. Like, she had super extreme anxiety, and on her first day, they left her alone on the little side, which is like a whole building on its own, with like 60 dogs, all by herself, no training, nothing. And when she kept calling them and asking for help, they weren't, like, they would not pay attention, they would do nothing. And so she left. Like, she just walked out the door, was just like, find somebody else to do this job, and left. And so the next day, I was just like, well, fuck you guys, because of how you treated somebody with fucking anxiety. Fuck you, I'm leaving. And I literally left like that fucking day.
Honestly, good for you. I probably would have done the same thing.
They were the worst dog kennel I've ever been to, and I would never recommend it to anyone.
I know. I kind of realized I had like social anxiety like recently because I decided to look it up because I was like, why is it I'm always nervous around people and I can't do anything right and I feel uncomfortable. I want to go home. And I was looking up and it's like, oh, you probably have social anxiety. And I was like, yeah, no, that sounds about right because like I've had these issues my whole life. And then I was like, now everything like makes sense as to why I always wanted to randomly go home when I was at work because I would just get
Aw.
really bad anxiety from the people there and like my own existence being there.
Yeah, no, I get that. I've got a couple of friends with social anxiety, so I've seen them deal with that, and it's no fun. So
Yeah.
You are in good company, I promise.
Like I've left like social settings and I probably harmed my social status because of this.
I feel like there should just be better understanding of it though. Like no one should be really held to any particular standard. Like if a person doesn't want to be there, why do they have to explain why they don't want to be there? You know?
Yeah.
Like it shouldn't have to be something a person needs to explain to somebody. You don't owe anyone any answers, so you should be allowed to do as you please. And like if you want to give them an explanation, be like, "Hey, I'm feeling really nervous and I want to go home." The simple answer should be, I understand. Go home. Take care of yourself. That should be it. There shouldn't be no like fucking beating around the bush and being like, oh, guilt trippy, like, why aren't you staying? And blah, blah, blah. Like, you know,
If only
it
work
shouldn't
was
be
that
like
chill.
that. Uh,
Like, oh, you're not feeling okay, no problem, go home. Um,
yeah. Like, I mean, I feel like everyone would be in a better world with that, though. Like, people, especially with social anxiety, like, there should just be better mental health awareness in general.
yes, absolutely. I feel like people just believe mental health issues are now a crutch or like an excuse for certain people because technically if you do have a mental health problem, you don't need to really disclose it to anyone or you're not legally forced to.
Yeah.
So I understand where employers probably are afraid of that and they don't want to trust anyone, but it's like I don't know, like you'll be the better person just letting the other one go home and take care of themselves. Because even if that's not the case, if you find out that maybe they went to a party the next day because like there's photo evidence, like you are probably within legal rights to terminate them. But it's just you don't need to be an asshole.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. And it's like, I don't know, it's just I think the problem of this world is that no one has compassion for one another. Okay, not no one. Like certain individuals of high standing don't have compassion towards anybody.
Yeah.
And really all they really honestly care about is how much money you can bring in for them and the fact that you are like a couple dollars off of their massive paycheck that they get at the end of the year. And it's just all it takes is a bit more awareness, a bit more kindness, and I feel like it would be better off for a lot of individuals.
Yes. Like at this particular warehouse I was telling you about, there was actually a sign that says, kindness costs nothing, but it means everything. And in my head, it's like, why don't you people follow that?
Yeah, what's the point of having the sign if you're not gonna like follow through on that? Then just take down the freaking sign because obviously you don't follow through on it. It's like people who wear the cross or talk about themselves being religious and being holier than thou, but also holding them to the like saying that they're superior over you because they have this higher calling, which is God. And I'm just kind of sitting here going, if you would actually act like the way that you're supposed to, maybe you would be allowed to have that standing and that superiority. Not even the superiority, because you wouldn't even want to have that superiority if you were like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it goes in so many different directions, whether it be in the workplace or it be with religion or anything like that. It's just kind of like just treat people right. It's as simple as fucking that.
Yep. Just don't be a dick. There's no reason to be a dick, even if you're having a bad day. Like,
Yeah.
no, I don't like to shit talk people, but I used to have this one friend who, whenever they had a bad day or they were going through something, they would be so rude to me. And it like would really
Ooh.
hurt my feelings because whenever I was having an issue or having a bad day, I knew that they weren't at fault and I knew to not take it out on them. Like it just it costs nothing to just be nice. Ugh.
No,
I,
I 100% agree with that. I'm sorry they did that to you.
That's fine. I don't. We
I
don't really
mean,
talk anymore, so it doesn't even matter.
okay, that's fair. Yeah, no, I get that. And removing that kind of toxicity in a person's life, whether it be like that they're upset and they have a lot of problems that they need to kind of work through, like, I agree, they really shouldn't be like taking it out on you. And if they did, they should approach you and apologize.
Yeah. Like, oh my god. Um, I had just grown to like not talk to this person over time, and like they are one of the reasons why I don't really talk to people anymore. Actually, like consistently,
Oh,
because I'm just so used to being like disregarded and like no one has enough time for me or anything, and I'm just like, you know what, it's fine, I don't need to talk to anyone. Like, so I just like I'll occasionally like talk to people like with you sometimes, like I'll send you jokes or I'll bring up some stuff and we'll go back and forth, but it's like I don't really stick to a conversation. So
no, that's fair. I get that. And like that's like something that should be respected. When you need that time to kind of be on your own and not put yourself out there too much, like you're allowed that. And I think like I like it when you send me the funny stuff. And like I might not always answer or I'll answer late because I'm always doing something, but it's always nice to see like a funny meme or something funny or cute or seeing when you have like some of your comic stuff. I enjoy that kind of stuff.
yay. And like that cat, like you know that cat that I occasionally send where they're like shaking them and they're like, yay. That's me.
Yes, I love that.
Me
So
too.
cute.
I love cats.
Uh,
Cats have like such big personalities.
oh my god, way more than people give them credit for. Way more than people give them credit for.
Yeah. Like animals
Betty
are just
is
great.
one. Oh no, go ahead. Sorry.
No, no, go on. I just said animals are great.
Oh no, I agree 100%. Yeah, animals, cats especially. Yes, our cats have such big personalities. Like Betty is Betty is the cat that's just like love me but don't touch me. You
Mhm.
know what I mean? And then like on top of that too, she's also like the laundry and dishwasher cat. So she'll like meow for like 2 hours straight until we open the door to let her go into the laundry room, and then she'll just shove herself somewhere in the laundry room for the rest of the day. Or she'll sit like because the dishwasher doesn't it kind of like falls all the way down because it doesn't have like that mechanism to keep it still. So that way like the dishes kind of like dehydrate the water and make them dry. So
Mhm.
like it falls all the way down. So she'll get onto the door that's all the way down and sit there for hours.
Aw, I love cats.
I love cats. And like I think the cutest thing about cats is the slow blink. Because the
Oh
moment you
yeah.
get a slow blink from a cat is the ultimate sign of love from a cat.
I wish my boyfriend's cat would give me a slow blink, but I hardly ever see her. She's so cute though. She's like a void, you know, like those cats that are just pitch black and then they have like bright eyes. That's her. She is a void.
Oh, I love void cats. Void cats are the best.
Yes.
Uh, one day I will achieve my witchy dreams of having a void cat.
Yes. I just want a cat. It doesn't even have to have a particular color. I actually normally prefer orange tabbies because of Garfield, and I love lasagna, so it's like, we're vibing. Um,
Yeah.
but like there is no like specific like desire. I never have specific desires for an animal. Like whichever is the one that I find and I feel like we can become companions is the one I will stick with.
I kind of vibe with that actually. And it's like I do that too. There's also I have a preference too sometimes, but if I don't find it and there's that cat that bonds with me, I'm like, yes, you. But
Mhm.
like I think the bonding trumps what they look like, but if I have to choose what they look like, I love Sphinx cats. I love little bald babies. I want a bald baby.
Oh yeah, they're so cute. They're kind of funny looking because of all their wrinkles, but they're so cute.
I love their wrinkles.
It's so adorable.
There's like
I
this one cat. Oh, go ahead.
I
Sorry.
was just gonna say, I imagine that they have to stay very warm during the winter.
Yeah, I think if I remember correctly, you have to give them sweaters.
Oh, adorable.
And then matches the whole of aesthetic of sweater weather. Put your sweater on, little baby. I'm like, oh my god, yes. I think there's like this one cat, and I can't remember where I found him, but he was like the main reason why I fell in love with Sphinx cats. And it's like just this little gift that if I find it, I'll send it to you. But like he's just sitting on his owner's lap, and he does the slow blink, and he's got the biggest eyes. And they're big and green and adorable, and he just does the little slow blink, and then that's the video. And I'm just kind of like, oh my god, I want this cat. I want this cat.
You know,
So cute.
I'm actually interested in like brown cats because I've recently learned that brown furred cats are extremely rare to come by.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like you
I
don't
didn't
see a
know.
lot of like a lot of people were like, yo, you see white cats, you see orange cats, you see black cats, but you never really see a brown furred cat. And I was just like, that's kind of true. You don't really see a brown furred cat a lot.
Yeah, you're right. I think there is the Aegean cat that's like got some brown, but he's not like straight brown. You know what I mean? He's got like brown and white and mixtures of black.
I just want a cat
And there's
now.
oh my god. Yes. I
My
just want a cat. I want a cat. I actually really want like an old cat. I would love an old cat.
Yeah, I actually was talking to my boyfriend where if we had like a good like place, I would love to foster old animals just so that like, you know,
Hmm.
they have a nice place to go to when they're ready, you know.
Yeah, I 100% agree with that. That's actually kind of something that my wife was talking about. Whenever we get enough money for a farm, she's planning on getting an old horse that we'll just have, and we won't ride him, and we just take good care of him and give him all the happy oats and all the good things, and just kind of brush him every day and take care of him, and just kind of let him live a happy life in a pasture.
Babies.
I know. They're the best.
I just want to
I
take
love
care of
babies.
all of them.
100%, all of them. They deserve all of the love, all of the affection. I will give it all to them as much as possible.
Well, I'm gonna go steal a bunch of animals from a shelter. I'll be back.
That's fair. You know, if you need, like, I know we're like far away or whatever, but like if you like need like a partner in crime, I'm here for you.
Yay! Oh my god, I feel like we're gonna be like Hell and Myrna because I actually made it canon that they stole a goat together on like an impulse. And they actually have this goat in their backyard. Like they stole it as a baby and they just took him. And like he's like fully grown now and he's just chilling in their backyard with like a few chickens.
That actually brings like little tears to my eyes. I love
Aww.
that. That makes me so happy. That is so cute.
Yeah,
Ship it. Yep. That is the whole bit. They went together and they stole a baby goat, and now he's with them forever.
yes.
Ah, I love that.
Like
That is a yes.
like they spent years in the forest together because you know they're witches. Why not? And they just kind of
Yeah.
bonded and they just started making very bad decisions together and it just kind of stuck with them. Like now, whenever they are together, there is a 99% chance that they are going to do something horrible. Like you can't trust them
Oh, I
alone.
love.
Yeah. So it's just
I
like
like that a lot.
yeah, and you know, them living in the forest, it's not like they could really come by a lot of things, like except like doing their own hunting and, you know, whatever they could. But like if they wanted to get something from towns or whatever, they wouldn't have gold. So the idea was to actually steal from thieves or rich people. Like one of them would be the distraction while the other would just take something.
Do it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Normally it
Also,
was
I feel like. Oh, go ahead.
oh, I was gonna say normally Myrna would be the distraction because of her like massive boobage. So, so like she would just get the attention naturally of people.
I can see that. I can 100% see that. It's not hard, with some nice badonkadonks.
No, what were you gonna say?
Oh, I was just like, I was kind of like in my brain trying to figure out how they could have made off, like, financially wise. And it kind of made me think about how, like, some witches also sort of like sold some of their, like, abilities and help. But then at the same time, if I think about it, like, it depends on the period that they're in and if that would draw the wrong kind of attention. So it's just like, stealing's probably better.
Yeah, it was normally a thing that was kept on the low. Like previously, it was widely known. Like BC eras, it was widely known. Then the church came in and they just kind of went into hiding.
Yeah.
And it like they just stood in hiding for so long that it really just became fairy tale at some point because people were like, "Oh, well, we really haven't seen any witnesses of this or whatever. Not witnesses. We haven't witnessed anything like this." Um, but like for Hell, when where she was like being with Vikings and shield maidens and all that, they actually believed in that kind of stuff. So she was way more widely accepted like later on in life than other people would have been in certain cultures and all that.
Yeah. I did kind of learn some pretty cool stuff from online. There's like her name's the Hearth Witch. She's on YouTube. And one of the cool things that I kind of learned from her is like when those people sort of believed in them and also sort of like helped like provide for their financials through customer service and stuff like that and like potions and things. There was like one thing that they used to do, which was they found like a house and the house had a horse skeleton or a horse head skeleton or something underneath the doorway in the foundation. And apparently, what that was is this like a type of protection that they would actually have like imbued inside the walls and within the foundation of the home as they were building it to ward off against evil.
Mm, that's nice.
So those are some, right. Those are some kind of cool things I learned about that. I actually really like listening to her because she's got some stuff to talk about.
I might have to listen to her to grab some ideas for my comic, because I'm not like 100% like into the knowledge of witchcraft. I kind of just I do with what I think works nicely for my story.
Yeah, that works fine. Yeah, I mean, and I think it just you can kind of really honestly do with it whatever you will because if you really think about it, witchcraft is based on the particular witch. So like, there are some practices that are passed down and things like that, but each witch is their own witch. So their practice it belongs to them alone and it's always about their particular findings and how they've gone on their own journey. So there's really no right or wrong way to do witchcraft. It's all just kind of like a learning process that you have to do on your own. And
Mhm.
like I listen to the Hearth Witch and I listen to Harmony Nice and Witch Warrior Nike as well as the Wanderlust Witch. And those are all like really great, kind of like beginner places to start if you're just not sure how to go and where to go with it. But like I recently got into it and I think I'm only like a year in. So
I am now inspired.
do it. Find some stuff. You might find something fun or cool or like something to like inspire you to like add something to the story even. Like
Yeah, I used
do what
to
you want.
well, no, I'm sorry. I'm not like I used to. I actually have it in my comic where how like some people would use like animal skeletons for certain like feel like it was more like for curses you would use that thing because it's like using energy or whatever from it's hard to explain. I don't know words. Anyway, I had it in the canon that it used to be a thing where they would like do animal sacrifice, but it wasn't like it was instantaneous. There was no like torturing involved.
Yeah.
Eventually that kind of went out of fashion and instead people just started um like fostering a bunch of animals and when that animal would pass they would then use the remains and either they could sell it off to a witch who wanted it, or they could use it themselves.
That's kind of cool. I like that.
Yeah, but if it was like, oh, you need it ASAP, you probably need to go in the woods and find a squirrel. So,
Get it? Yeah, no, it's kind of like, yeah, like animal sacrifice in witchcraft is not used for the modern witch. Like if you go to Romania, you'll still have like the women who use like chickens for breaking curses and things like that. But like as far as any actual like modern usages of using animals, for the most part they're like used in like ingredients and things. I think the only time I remember seeing a modern witch use like an animal part in an actual curse or banishment spell was this one guy who used a cow tongue, and kind of like wrapped it up in rope and kind of used sigils. And basically, that banishment spell was just basically to tell the person he wanted to just shut the fuck up and go away.
mm, yeah, I wanted to use like animal sacrifices or anything that needed remains of something would normally be for like bigger spells and something that they're not 100% in tune with, such as in my comic, each witch has something that they are connected to. Like Hell is connected to life and death and nature. Myrna is connected to kind of like force. Um, Evina is connected to darkness and shadows, and the list goes on. Uh, but normally, like if they wanted to make a curse or if they wanted to lift something, then they would need ingredients that are out of their element.
That's kind of cool. I like that. Ooh, I like that. And then
Yeah,
that would kind of like enforce the idea of like requiring the help of someone else who might be experienced in that area.
exactly. Yeah.
That's cool. I like that.
Yeah, I just thought it'd be fun because it's like I don't want to have to for everything that they do. I don't want to make them have to grab ingredients, but I feel like it would be, logical for things that they cannot do on their own to need ingredients for.
Yeah, 100%. What the hell did I just do?
Oh
What
no, I
is this?
distracted you.
No, you're fine. I did something and now I'm confuzzled. That makes why?
My queen
Why are
looks so
you?
beautiful.
Oh, yay!
She
What
has her.
happened?
Oh, what do you think
Oh,
happened?
I think I have flats on a bad layer. I has either I got distracted and I drew in. Yeah.
Oh
Okay, I figured
no.
it out. It's fine. Everything's fine. What were you gonna say?
I don't remember. Oh, she has beautiful long locks and she has her flowy cape in the wind.
Yes. That is 100% Angelina. You are correct. I love her design. I'm kind of glad that I redid it too because it started off as actually something completely different.
Oh, what did she look like?
Let me see if I can pull it up. Ba-ba-ba. Let me just type in Angelina, maybe. Yeah, I think it's in here. Sorry, as I excuse me as I go ahead and shovel through all of my things. I
Oh
have so
no,
many
it's fine.
files.
I am the same way. I've had so much crap that I had to organize it into folders now.
Yeah, it's a mess. It's 100% a mess. Okay, I know I put it somewhere. Is it not in here? Cats and the characters. Maybe if I just type in Queen. Try that. No, apparently. What about just in here? I have so many like. Huh. I wonder if it's on my coffee because I have recently shifted over a lot of of my files because my computer was lagging really awfully and I didn't want to lose anything. So I like transferred everything that I knew I had and shifted it over completely so that way I didn't lose anything.
Totally understandable.
All right, brain. Let's find the things that we want to find because we're already like what 2 minutes away, basically. Oh yeah, there she is. Found her. Okay. Kablam. Because these two, this was Queen Angelina and Lafanya, who's her sister, and that was their original designs.
I don't see it.
Oh dang, did it
Oh,
not?
you can send me. Oh, you sent it to me in Discord. I thought it was on the stream. Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. Don't mind me.
You're fine. That's funny.
I'm gonna be honest. It sent me to your gallery, but I'll find it. Don't worry. You
Oh
can just
geez.
point it out to me later.
Yeah, it's fine. It's the one that's basically like the black cat in a red dress.
Black cat in a red dress. Okay, that's easily to spot. Oh,
Should be closer to the top. At least I thought it was.
yeah. Some of the images have that like little error thing on them, so I had to reload the page.
Oh,
Oh
oh
my
geez.
god, that's so interesting. I definitely like her now, but like that's such an interesting like look.
Yeah, that like I had actually gotten the cats mixed up because those are the photographs of the actual cats. And the top one is actually supposed to be the cat's name is Gypsy Leaf, so I changed it to Lafanya, so that way I didn't use the word gypsy.
Oh
And
yeah.
then and then like the one on the bottom, surprisingly, is Queen Angelina, the one that's the brown cat, and I was just like, oh, that's Angelina. Okay, I got confused when they sent me the stuff, and I was just like, oh, I got the cats mixed up.
Aww. But so the cats are adorable.
They are so cute. I love them. They are the best. All right. Okay. I do think it is that time though, because it's like a minute before 4. And I did finally finish at least one of the pages, I think. What's going on here? Aha, there we go. Yay, one of the pages is done. I can move on to the next ones after I finish feeding the doge.
Yay.
Yay.
Yeah, I need to go back to cranking on coloring my pages so I can go back to having a buffer because I'm down to no buffer again.
Oof. Oh, I feel that. I haven't been able to like build my buffer because I've been lazy.
Same.
But I have time. I have time now. I should just do it. So here we are. Well, thank you for joining the stream.
You're welcome. It was a joy to be here.
Yay. Thank you. I appreciate that. You have a good day. And thank you, everybody who was watching. And we'll do Wednesday again sometime. Next Wednesday. Yeah.
Bye bye.
Yeah. Bye. Have a good day, everybody.